So, hey, Mark, welcome to another series of Technically Speaking. This series, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is a three-letter acronym, RAG. And I would love you to disambiguate what RAG is. How does it fit into some of the other buzzword-worthy things? Why do we care, Mark? What is RAG? And I don't mean what you use to wash your car. I mean this technique that we're using to manage data.
No. Let's dive into it. So RAG architecture. Yeah. So check this out. RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and that's a really mouthful of words that are quite ambiguous. But check this out. So here's the idea. You got an LLM, right? Like say ChatGPT, and ChatGPT knows everything up to some particular date when its training ended. And that's great. Think of it kind of like an Encyclopedia Britannica, for the year 1956. It knows kind of everything up to that point. If you were to go in there and find out, what's Watergate all about, it does not have any information on that. So LLMs have got a very similar problem. Now, if you want to get them up to date, much like the Encyclopedia Britannica, you can get some supplemental data and publish a new edition of all the new books. This is a very onerous process, but that's where we're at today. Some folks came along, these folks happened to work at a company called Meta, and they came along and they said, but what if we had the LLM equivalent of that annual supplement? And I use this encoding technique called embedding, and I take all this new data and I put it in a database called a vector database. And then when a new query comes in, I can take the new query, I run that through the vector database, and it picks up all the related stuff with that. And then I use this new big meta prompt and put that into the LLM. So it would be something like, what would be a great gift for Ned Engelke? Now, in my vector database, I happen to store some information. Ned loves vinyl records. I've also got this other thing, Ned loves Ella Fitzgerald. So when I take a prompt, what's a good gift for Ned, runs it through the database and says, I got two other factoids here. I know Ned also likes vinyl records. I know Ned also likes Ella Fitzgerald. I bet Ned would like a new vinyl record of Ella Fitzgerald's latest album, also from 1956.
Hold on, you used a lot of different acronyms there. LLMs. LLMs are large language models. LLMs, large language models, are at the foundation of what we think about that we're calling generative AI, which is this approach of using, in many ways, natural language to talk to this stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. So if you wanted to know about recent rocket launches or things like that, then a large language model that stopped being informed, with data that stopped in 2020 wouldn't be able to tell you what it was. So then the question is, do you go through and incur all of that work again to bring it up to speed for something that was 5 minutes ago and realizing you can't, or do you have some other thing, kind of like a pre-staging area? So that's been the series of techniques that have come up. And then we're calling that RAG, for lack of a better
right.
And I'm sure that that'll evolve into something much spiffier. But today, this is how the sausage is made in the technology industry. We come up with something like this, right? So it's almost like a pre-staging effort to make it go faster.